This is Dr. Mercola, and today I'd like to talk to you about antioxidants. And I'm sure everyone has heard about them, but most people don't understand what they do, so I'd like to help you understand that. And antioxidants are important because they prevent against damage from free radicals. Now, what's a free radical? Well, a free radical is an atom or a molecule that essentially has an unpaired electron. And it's very unstable and highly reactive. It can cause lots of damage in your tissues. Now, in biological systems like humans, the most common free radical is typically some type of oxygen free radical. And actually the most potent one is a hydroxyl free radical. So anyway, when you have this unpaired electron, it's very unstable, and it can attack essentially your cell membranes, your genetic material, your DNA, your protein. So it can damage them, and once it's damaged, of course, it's not going to work very well, and maybe irreversibly damaged. So we've got to be careful about making sure that we build up our internal defense mechanisms so that we have a number of antioxidants available. And probably the simple single best way to do that is to make sure that you and your family are eating plenty of high quality plants and vegetables. And by high quality, I mean preferably organic and biodynamically and locally grown, so that there's a minimum amount of time transfer from the time it's picked from the soil to it reaches your table. And this is going to give you the highest quality. If you have a wide variety of them, especially you're selecting foods that are based on your nutritional type, then that's really going to maximize and be the best way to do that. Now, if you're looking for some additional antioxidants, there are a number of different strategies that you can use. You can use regular vitamins, such as vitamin E and vitamin C. And of course, they're loaded with benefits, and the literature is just full of the descriptions of telling how useful they are. As I mentioned earlier, one of my favorite ones is ubiquinol, or a reduced form of vitamin CoQ10, because that tends to recycle the vitamin C and E. But another way that you can incorporate and adopt these very powerful antioxidants into your system is by taking plants that are specifically loaded with them. And one of the most potent plant, an herb with antioxidants properties that has just been profoundly well researched is turmeric. And turmeric has the active ingredient is these curcuminoids, and that's what actually gives it this yellow appearance. And it is incredibly potent, and it's actually about 8 times more potent than vitamin E, and it's much stronger than vitamin C also. So it can help protect your body from this free radical damage, these hydroxyl free radicals that can really devastate many of your biological tissues. So if you're going to look at some type of antioxidant insurance, and personally, I think that the evidence is so compelling that I take turmeric every day myself, because it's just a really interesting and novel way to add a form of insurance to make sure that your cell membranes and everything and DNA are all stabilized. So if you decide to do something like that, that you want to be very careful and pay a lot of attention to the details and really examine the quality of the raw materials of the product you're going to take. Because if you like something like turmeric, you're going to I mean, certainly if you use it in cooking and the spice, you'll get some benefits, but typically when you cook it, you're going to damage, like many vegetables and fruits, you'll damage those antioxidants. So ideally you don't want to cook it. But not to say you shouldn't use turmeric in your cooking because of, or your food, because that's going to give you some benefit. But ideally, you'd like to have it raw or uncooked. So if you take it as an herbal preparation, it'll allow you to do that. But one of the key things, as I said, is really paying attention to the quality. And if you don't, you're really not going to get all the benefits that have been ascribed to turmeric and curcumin. So, and that's why you can, especially when it comes to herbs, because herbs are not nearly as regulated as drugs. And when you purchase a drug, one of the benefits of it is that it's highly regulated and certified, and if the drug label says it has so many milligrams of a certain drug, then it's going to be there, and it doesn't really matter who's manufacturing it. The quality should be there